Is this really the future for America? A world where everything we own and have become smaller? From homes to food, our way of life? Americans are downsizing, and it's not even our choice.
You've probably noticed one of two things at the supermarket. Either the price of items has gone up or the price has stayed the same, but you're getting less. They call that shrinkflation. And Lisa Guerrero has some tricks on how you can beat it.
You're spending a lot more money at the supermarket these days.
$9.69 for some eggs, bro. That's not gonna work.
Of course, the vast majority of shoppers would never resort to this, swapping the price tags on all these cartons.
Scan these. Boom. 90 cents. Easy.
Giant size, family size, large size. Supermarket guru Phil Lempert says the way to legitimately beat skyrocketing prices is to shop smartly and be aware of what's called shrinkflation. They're advertising as if, hey, you're going to get this great value.
And it's not true.
And I mean, like, we've talked about this a lot, guys, and y'all are fully aware of the change because you guys actually go out and buy your stuff as well, right? Inflation has done quite the number on us. And I think that this is more of a global thing where goods are now becoming smaller with the same price or even higher prices attached. Now, the worst part is that the attention to detail, the quality, you know what I'm saying? It's just gone now. Where did it go? Who knows at this point? It actually got so bad that Burger King, y'all know them, right? The home of the Whopper. So Burger King recently had a lawsuit filed against them over their Whoppers because customers are saying that they're smaller than advertised.
A legal battle over the size of Burger King's Whopper is headed to court. A U.S. district judge in Miami rejected the burger chain's bid to dismiss a class action lawsuit brought by customers who say Burger King's in-store menu boards show a much bigger Whopper than what is actually served. Specifically, Burger King is accused of portraying its signature sandwich as having ingredients that, quote, overflow over the bun, making it appear 35% larger overall and with more than double the meat of an actual Whopper. Burger King, a unit of Restaurant Brands International, countered that it wasn't required to deliver burgers that look exactly like the picture. But the judge said it's up to a jury to decide what, quote, reasonable people would think, and whether Burger King's alleged actions amount to a breach of contract with its customers. Burger King and its lawyers did not immediately respond to requests for comment.
Would you ever complain about something like this? I mean, Chipotle be getting me all the time. I can't tell you the last time I actually went there and actually got the amount of chicken that I expected. I mean, is it our right to get what we paid for? And before I even get to this next part, make sure to smash the like button for the video because a lot of people are going to want to see exactly what I got in store for y'all. Also, consider subscribing to the channel as I always deliver daily updates that are relevant to all of us, be it cash, our food, homes, even policy changes, you name it. Appreciate the love, you guys. So since we're talking about, you know, smaller stuff in our country, a company that's selling tiny homes is making a lot of waves as well because they're tiny. Like, look, when you were told about the American dream, did you think that you'd be living in a tiny home? Is that really what you envisioned when you were younger? Do you guys remember Lennar, that home developer? Here, let me remind you of one of their projects that went viral.
These are the massive 3D printers, which are literally doing the job of more than a dozen construction workers. As I said, we've seen one-offs before on 3D printed homes, but never anything like this.
They're squeezing out homes at a rate of 1 every 2 weeks. 3D printed homes in the first ever full-scale 3D community from a national home builder, Lennar.
I mean, this is the first 100 homes, but we expect to be able to bring this to scale, and at scale, we really bring cycle times down, and we also bring costs down.
Lennar is partnering with Icon, which has printed a half dozen homes here in Texas and in Mexico, but nothing like this.
Now, I don't know how to feel about a 3D printed home, but how about a tiny home? People in Texas aren't very happy because, well, everything's bigger in Texas, right? Well, not anymore. It's known as Elm Trails, and they're now selling tiny homes for $130,000 each. That is a 350 square foot home in San Antonio, folks. But like, is that what we really want? I mean, seriously. However, don't get me wrong, there are probably some people out there that do prefer the smaller homes. Sure. But is this really the dream for everybody? See, that's the real question. It would be nice if it was an option, but some Americans get forced into these tiny homes because they just can't afford what they really want. Like, think back to simpler times, right? How big of a house could you get back in the day for like 100 grand? You see where I'm going with this? These tiny homes, they don't even come with a garage. Is this the new affordable housing market that we're all supposed to be excited about? But you know, if we're selling these for like, I don't know, $30,000 to $50,000, maybe then you could consider it affordable. But $100,000 for 350 square feet? Nah, I'm good on that. And sure, it's cheaper than renting, but are we now on a path to a life where Americans own less and less land? Because heck, China owns more land than these tiny homes. Y'all know what I'm saying, right?
And growing concern over China, specifically the spy balloon, TikTok, and other apps, and Chinese investors buying American land. Now, one lawmaker who's been sounding the alarm on those real estate deals is Oklahoma Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin. He joins me right now. Good morning to you, Senator. On a scale of 1 to 10, hi, how concerned should Americans be about these land deals?
Well, we have to be very strategic on moving forward. It is very concerning. The Chinese Communist Party is doing every effort they can to infiltrate every aspect of our lives through land purchases, all the way through the technology and our dependency on them. It's part of their Belt and Road Initiative. China many years ago came out with the Belt and Road Initiative, and their idea was to build a road to make all roads lead back to China, to make the world dependent on them, to honestly take over. One thing that they're trying to do is buy up our land. And the more they buy up our land, they're trying to disguise it as investments.
Now, affordability has been an issue for some time now. And with mortgage rates at all-time highs like this, okay, maybe not all-time highs, but certainly the highs in the last 10, 15 years, it's really not hard to see why households just can't afford to buy a home that they actually want.
Right now, the average rate on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is nearly 7.5%. That's up nearly 2 percentage points from this time last year. Here to talk about it, how it's impacting the housing market, none other than Barbara Corcoran from Shark Tank and the host of the podcast Business Unusual.
Thank you.
Love that name. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Let's get to the why. Why? Why is it so high?
Well, it's the only tool the federal government has for controlling inflation and getting hold of our economy, and they've wanted to slow it down. And it's worked. A year ago, it was 9%. That was our inflation rate. Now it's down to 3%, and they're going to hold firm until it gets to exactly where they've targeted.
And the question is, how long is that going to last, and when will mortgage rates start coming back down?
Mortgage rates are coming back down. And will they come back down by enough for people to have an incentive to buy? Yes, they will.
How are these record high mortgage rates impacting the housing market?
The housing market is surprisingly strong. Everybody's surprised by it. Houses are not staying on the market. They all sell. 1/3 of them sell for over ask price, and there are just not enough houses to go around. So as a result of that, the housing market is as strong as ever, and it's so frustrating for buyers.
Yeah.
Do you believe her? Well, Barbara's in the housing market, so, it only helps her if people think that the housing market is in a good way, right? Although I did agree with her last statement there. Buyers are indeed frustrated, but definitely not completely in line with her reasoning. I believe that buyers are frustrated because just like food and other items that we buy on a regular basis, houses just aren't as affordable anymore. And as we can see right in front of our eyes, the size at which we're being offered homes now is becoming smaller and smaller. Now, granted, this probably isn't happening all over the country yet, but it will continue down this path where mortgage rates continue to rise. Then home builders will probably downsize and give us even smaller homes for either the same price or probably even a little bit more. But what do you guys' thoughts on this? Is this the future of our country? Make sure to share your thoughts in the comment section down below. Before I go, guys, I just want to say thank you for hanging out. Thanks for dropping a like for the video. Thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.